Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Neil Haley Show. You can check me out on Total Tutor, on Twitter, Neil S. Haley, Facebook, LinkedIn, Neil Haley, Instagram, Total Tutor, Pinterest, Neil Haley, and Google Plus, and also on Periscope at Total Tutor. The website should be up at one point. I will just say go to neilhaley.com. TotalTutor.net is just for education now. You could listen to my education podcast, but also check out that I own a tutoring consulting company and also do social media and branding for companies. And that will be at neilhaley.com. And it's part 2 for Karen Hall. So I want to welcome program WPL Hall of Famer, UNLV running rep,
Yes.
NCAA coordinator,
Yes.
tournament coordinator, Coach Karen Hall. Coach, we had a very interesting part 1
Yes.
that took us to WNIT.
Right.
How did the NCAA come a calling after WNIT?
Yeah, so when I got the NCAA call, I was ecstatic. You know, the NCAA is the coup de grace of college men's and women's basketball. And I was able to work the women's first and second rounds.
Okay.
And I ended up working the men's for 2 years, the second and third rounds. And they both,
Okay.
the men's were both here, including last year.
Oh, so you're even the men's now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it has just continued to elevate, giving me another option on my athletic career side. So now I could coach if I want, which I love my coaching. I can do tournament operations
Right.
if I choose, and different parts of the operations. I can do the floor operations. I can manage the media, or I can run the entire site.
Wow.
Because I've done that. Or I've been the representative for, like I said, the WNIT. So my years with the WNIT, which I still do, has been at least 5 to 6 years. And when I enjoy the ACC, I enjoy the A10, but when I'm WNIT, I am the woman. So I'm like the head coach representing
let's
the
take
WNIT.
let's take the different roles. WNIT, you're the head of just all coordination.
Of this site.
The site.
So everything has been really in place, has been put in place for me.
To the championship game too?
Yeah. So
Where's the championship
the
at?
championship game is at the higher seed. Like the WNIT, unlike the NIT for the men, which they put it in New
Right.
York, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But the WNIT is at the site of the higher seed.
So you never know where you're traveling.
So exactly. So it's not one site. It could be, I was at Penn State, St. Bonaventures hosted one year, Robert Morris hosted one year. So I get to move around, which I enjoy. That's the travel.
So how do you know if you're coordinating different games in different cities, how are you able to do that at all at the same time?
Well, it's the evening. So what'll happen is, for example, my Penn State site, bottom line of it is, as long as Penn State keeps winning, I keep working because all the games are at Penn State. So Penn State hosts. So Penn State has 4 teams there. Well, they're guaranteed. Hopefully they'll play 2 games.
Right.
But they have to win. If they don't win, I still go to that site, but
it's not the whole WNIT one section area.
right. So it could be a total of the weekend, okay? Because it's at the Penn State is hosting, and you have 4 to 6 teams there. So the host.
So you go to the final. You don't go to the first and second rounds.
No, I go to the site. It's the first and second rounds of the WNIT at one site. So after the first and second round, it continues to be at the home site, but then they, because I'm regional also. So if it goes down south to say North Carolina, well, they have someone like myself down in North Carolina who will take care of that region. So you understand?
So, for example, Penn State was in the WNIT, and they kept winning. You would stay and you do the whole thing. So,
right. And the games are in the evening. So if I choose to,
so they don't have it like where they travel a lot. So if the top seeds in the WNIT stay in their regional places, and where's the championship game? You don't go to do the championship.
No, I don't do the championship game because that will probably be, I don't know if it's out west. So we're coordinators, supervisors regionally. So they have one for the East, they have one for the South, the West, so Midwest. So anything along like the Philadelphia, East, D.C., Pennsylvania chain, they'll call me. All right. And then I have yet to do this, but they have the WNIT Thanksgiving tournament in Cancun.
Oh,
So I'm working my way to get to Cancun.
oh, that would be. Really
I'm
nice.
definitely working my way.
That would be really, really
Yeah,
nice
and that's every
to be in
Thanksgiving.
Cancun. Yeah.
And I've done WNIT men and women. So basically, again, I've worked WNIT men at Cleveland State.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, the role that I serve is the representative. So from the moment I get there to the end of the press conference, I stay there.
So you do a lot of press conferences with the men's.
Yeah, but I'm watching it. I'm overseeing it. So, for example, if someone asks, well, where do you play next? So if they don't know, then I would stand back there. Then I would say they'll play tomorrow night, 7 versus James Madison, because that's who I am there. If say officials have questions, if this has happened, because I sit right at the official table. If officials are having issues on the court, they'll come over to me. So I'll introduce myself as they go down, and they'll go, well, this is happening. How would you like me to proceed?
Right.
It's quick decision. I mean, you have to be on your feet. You have to be paying attention to everything which is happening. So at those sites, as I am the representative, and say Penn State have their sports officials also, but I'm still in charge of how did the site run? How were the fans? Did we have all the signage where it needs to be?
So every place is different hats.
Every place is different hats, which makes it wonderful because I'm marketable, not just to be your court manager. I can oversee the press area. I can take care of your media. I can do the entire site if you like me to. So
the entire site, which places do you do the entire site at?
So, gosh, for WNIT, I guess I've been to Cleveland, I've been to Penn State, I've been down to St. Bonaventure.
So you do the entire site?
The entire site.
So you're overseeing a lot of the other jobs that you do at
Exactly.
So for the Atlantic 10, you don't do media,
No.
you do the court.
I just do the court.
But
Or they'll have me, maybe, so when I go
Mountain
next
West,
week,
you do the media.
Mountain West, I did the media. But the thing of this is, the beauty of the championships, the roles could change each year.
You won't know until you arrive.
Exactly. So until we talk. So Karen, when you come out, when you do the 8-10
But as the
this
coordinator,
year,
you set up everything for everybody else.
exactly.
So you might change it and say, I'm going to make
Right.
a change today.
Right.
And if I don't.
And I have people people who are accessible to me. So if things aren't going correctly, like I said, the facilities, I don't have to be the one to get up on the ladder to change anything. I just get on the mic or on my walkie and say, Tim, can you come? I need this change, or this is locked. I need.
So do you know what you're doing this year?
Yeah. So this year when I go to the 8-10, so I'll manage the floor this year, and now I will also coordinate the bands and cheer squads, which is interesting because you would think, again, people just watch it on TV. There's different times where the home team could be on the court cheering and the band could be playing. They have a certain amount of time. You got to get them off.
You're going to have to take photos this time when you get chances because now you're going to be able to post them on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, the social media.
Oh, yes, because remember, follow her at Coach Karen Hall 32.
Yeah.
So you better set that up now.
I'll work on it.
But by the time this airs, you'll be doing that. So you can be taking pictures of the event, all these
I'll
different things.
have my selfies mastered. You're
going to get your selfie stick, right?
Oh, that's right.
Get your selfie stick next. I mean, because you're doing interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting glitz and glamour. So the coordinated site, you have to make sure the media is set, the court is set.
Everything.
And then what about when the teams arrive? But so how many people oversee specific parts of it? Because I'm still confused.
So you have the conference staff. So the conference staff are the individuals who are setting all this up. So by the time I arrive, everything is really in place. I just now, example, media, I just now make sure it runs smoothly.
So that's media. Court. Yeah. What else?
The court, that means all the the arena facility individuals, they have all taken care of everything.
There's the media and the court site.
And the court site, which are huge.
Oh, I know.
For example,
we're at the kind of getting that. So you were saying the men's. So because we got to go back because you were jumping a bit, and I apologize. So you're the ACC, you have Atlantic 10. You're going to do the
court and the cheer and
then
the
Mountain
bands.
West. You're going to do media.
Media. Right.
And then you're going to do you know what men's one you're heading to in the NCAA? Or what?
Not yet, because Selection Sunday. After Selection Sunday,
but
I get possibilities.
you're doing men's.
Right, and women's. But it's once NCAA men's and women's. They're different days.
So you do first round, second round, men's.
Right, and then we'll see what happens after that.
But you never get to the Sweet 16, Elite 8.
I have yet to get there.
Why?
I don't know. I'm working on Final Four, so I may have a chance to bystep the regionals because my goal was no longer to do first or second or third rounds. I've done that. So my goal now is to do the regionals. The regionals like that elite, the Elite Eight.
Right.
And then the Final Four. Nothing has happened yet. And I'm kind of like on that short list to do the women's Final Four this year, which is in Indianapolis. Yeah. So what would I do? I don't know yet. We're waiting to get to that part of it because I have so much experience first, second rounds. I've done men's second and third rounds twice. Last year, the men's second and third rounds were here in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So we had Notre Dame in there. We had Villanova in here. I mean, we had some very high-profile teams. And to be able to put that down as not only did you do NCAA, those four letters get attention.
You do men's.
I've done men's. So now she can do either or. I'm not just placed to do women.
Right. Where are you don't know the sites yet?
I don't know the site yet for the men's. And I mean,
they've announced it, but you have to Google it.
Yeah, I have to look that up.
When do they come back to Pittsburgh? Next
2 years. 2 years. Duquesne will host it again. They're bidding to host it. Duquesne's hosted twice. So again, what do? Duquesne has staff. They put everything in place. So last season when I did NCAA
and they make sure you don't travel if you're hometown. You're definitely placed there.
Right, absolutely.
Because they don't want to go ahead and pay
they may have people different places. Like they put all this together, so they have people in different regions. It's all regional based. So because it's cost effective, not to have to take somebody from Pittsburgh and fly them to say South Carolina. You understand? They have people down in those areas, regionally. You follow? You with me?
I'm definitely following.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot, but it's a lot. But for the average fan and for the player, all you worried about showing up to the arena,
right?
Getting to the locker room, get your gear on, get out to the court and play. You have no idea. My first full Atlantic ACC tournament that I worked, I seen all these pieces come together: facilities, court, media, fans. It all came together, and when the ball went up to be tipped, the bright lights just sparkled. It was amazing to see, like you plug in and it works. I was hooked. All
right, so we get back. I'm hooked just to find out. I didn't know she was at the men's one as well. I'm already thinking what coaches I want next. We already had Sean Miller. Let's add to the list for sure of different coaches. I'm thinking of the Villanova's coach.
Absolutely. He's a great guy.
You met him?
Yeah, last year.
It's my tongue. What's his name? You forget?
I forget too. Jay Wright. Jay Wright. Mm-hmm.
As a Pitt fan, not a huge fan of Jay Wright, but what an amazing coach.
Yeah, amazing.
And what a great opportunity for an interview. And so when we get back, and then, I'm already thinking, if it's in Pittsburgh, Dave Cable can bring his TV cameras, and you could get me a media pass to the men's.
Yeah.
And get the opportunity to do the sound bites.
2 years from now.
2 years.
But next year, I'll throw it out there already. The Atlantic men's tournament is in Pittsburgh.
Atlantic 10 men's is in Pittsburgh.
Next year.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
You're watching the Neil Haley Show. When we get back, more Coach Karen Hall. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, we are the varsity cheerleaders at Bethel Park High School, and we have a special invitation for you.
We would like you to join us for the Bethel Park Cheerleaders and Boosters 26th Annual Spring Fashion Show that benefits Special Olympics Allegheny County.
This year's Starry Night theme show will be held on Sunday, April 3rd, 2016 at Independence Middle School's auditorium. The doors will open at noon.
Tickets are $5 for adults and $3 for students. Due to the incredible support of the community for this annual event, All organizers and participants are volunteers, enabling all proceeds to go directly to this very worthwhile charity.
Last year, the fashion show culminated in a donation of more than $8,000, raising the BPCBA's total donation from the past 2 decades to more than $177,100.
Your support on behalf of this very important cause will help to raise money to enrich the lives of Special Olympic athletes throughout Allegheny County.
Through your support, these very special athletes will be given opportunities to train in 14 different sports and compete in 22 tournaments throughout the year.
Each year, we invite an ambassador to participate in this exciting charitable event. This year, we have 2 special guests.
We are pleased to introduce our 2016 Special Olympic athletes. Here is Andy and Ellie. Both Andy and Ellie live in Bethel Park and are a part of our community and schools.
There is a wonderful afternoon planned with fashions and many local retailers. Please come to our fashion show and watch us. Please support Special Olympics of Allegheny County and my fellow athletes.
There's also a fabulous basket auction and light refreshments. Our primary source of fundraising comes from the basket auction segment of the show, where the baskets are comprised of items donated by local businesses.
We hope to see you at the 26th Annual Bethel Park Cheerleaders and Boosters Fashion Show benefiting Special Olympics Allegheny County on Sunday, April 3rd, commencing at 1 p.m. at Independence Middle School. For tickets, please see any Bethel Park cheerleader or call 412-292-4013.
Please support Special Olympics.
Come see us. Go Hawks!
Back to the Neil Haley Show, and I'm with Coach Karen Hall, and I'm just amazed that I didn't hear about the men's, and I'm thinking, oh, she's there. She's maybe doing the merchandise table. She's doing something involved in basketball. No, she's running the whole thing.
I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. I've had some really amazing opportunity by meeting some amazing people.
But see, how was that able to fit with basketball CCAC?
It worked out really good because by the time we were done, we weren't regional. We didn't make it to regionals. So it really fit. Not that I didn't want us to go to regionals, but I knew if we don't go to regionals, then I'm available to work the NCAA, the conference tournament.
And how were you able to coordinate that with teaching?
Because everything was in the evening. Everything was in the evening. When I did
what about
ACC,
flying out?
I would exactly. I had to take maybe a day or two.
Right, but they were fine with that, and it probably changed a little bit down the line, the flexibility that you had.
No, the flexibility stayed the same because the weekends is when everything hit. So at anything, my schedule when I was teaching was very light on Fridays. So,
but see, what also worked out with you is then coaching. Mm-hmm. Then, so you decided to leave teaching to go to coaching, so then you thought, okay.
I was still coaching when I was teaching. Everything's in the evening. So I scheduled... schools are over at 2:30, 3 o'clock. My practices were at 4. So no one knew. So I didn't have to share with everyone that.
When did you start? But that was when you were just a sister. With St. Benedict. It was with St.
Oh, the whole time since I've been back.
But not St. Agnes. St. Agnes, you weren't coaching at CCAC, right?
No, sort of when I left.
When you left St. Agnes, St. Agnes closed.
But I was at probably Point Park for a minute.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I mean I've been all over the place.
So let's go back. Now I want to know.
Yeah.
The experience of it. You have talked about being a floor coordinator to a media coordinator, but the experience in general of a men's. Last year was the first year you did men's.
No, it's my second year.
Okay, let's go to that experience. Not saying women's is not gigantic, but men's is just
it's much more intense.
It's like the amount of media who comes in, the big schools, the amounts of just tourism. Women sells out, right? Or they
when they get to the regionals,
but they don't sell first and second
and second rounds. It's marginal. It's okay crowd.
How many? What kind of crowds?
Depending on who,
12,000.
if it's Connecticut, it'll be a sellout because
So-
they'll always come. But if it's say at a so like at an Old Dominion, you'll depending on what other teams are there, it'll be a marginal 8,000,
Okay.
5 to 8,000 crowd. But here, even for practices, like we had open practices at the
Men's?
console for the men's.
Oh, so you even coordinated the practices?
No, I was in a different role. Remember, each tournament I work, it's a
Yeah.
different role. So what I was doing, I was as the teams came in, we were checking the men in. So I was then. That's how I knew Jay Wright because I could escort them back to their locker room.
So this was not, you're not a coordinator role.
I'm
with
not
men's.
on the court with the men's. I don't have to worry about practices.
What do you do in the men's?
I check our teams in because they have to get wrist badges,
Right,
make
okay.
sure the number will travel party, and then I would escort them back to the locker room. So I'd get to walk with the head coaches.
And that's what you'll do this year?
We'll see.
Or higher?
Or higher. It depends. The roles, and I like it because I don't want to just get locked in. One year I did tickets up at Will Call, and I got to see the coaches. You know, I got to meet some of the administrators. This is how I know other administrators because administrators come in through Will Call if you're not on the team list.
This.
That come in through the tunnel. So it all balances itself out. So the different roles gives me more opportunity when I say to the NCAA, I've done this in tournament operations.
Right.
I have yet to have a chance to do this, so if you can squeeze me over there.
Right. So for the men's, the first year was not Pittsburgh, it was where?
No, first year Duquesne hosts. For 2 times the NCAAs have been here, Duquesne has been host.
So you only have done men's twice and it's not been every year?
No.
This is the first year now you're asked to do more men's.
Right. So
okay, so you were at Consol twice.
No, the arena was the first. The
Civic
last
Arena.
year, the Civic Arena. And here's how it works. You always have a host school. So
Duquesne was it.
Duquesne was the host, which means 2 years out, they know they're hosting 2 years later. So they're putting everything in place. But they need more staff to take care of when the coaches come or the teams come in. They need more staff to oversee the floor. They need more staff to help with the media. So that's where people like myself, consultants, come in. The WNI team, same way. Their staff is small. So they need consultants around the country to supervise games. That's where I come in. All because after I finished coaching at A&T, I sort of, again, like coaching, I fell into championship operations. It's a wonderful, for me, if I am not up and down the sidelines, championship operations is where I need to be. It keeps me around coaches, teams, and administrators.
Right. So thinking about that whole process of the operations and stuff for the men's, the first time, the school, so you're seeing what the practices are like and all that. It's just, it's craziness in March Madness.
It's absolutely, that's a perfect name for it because, I mean, the intensity heightens, the excitement by the coaches are ridiculous. Like you watch practices, some of them are very calm and collected, some are just plain maniacs. Which is okay.
Okay, so what the first time you're at Pittsburgh, who was there?
So we had Coppin State.
Okay,
so
that was a big upset.
So Coach Fang, right? If you remember him, he was intense about it. I mean, he was excited, but he was instructing. Yeah. He was getting those guys there, you know. And I don't remember the other team, but you know, not all coaches were like. I think South Carolina was in then.
Pitt was not there, right?
No, Pitt was not there.
Pitt was there at the Civic Arena the one before that.
Maybe 2 years. I don't know if I was in town yet. So
that was like 4 years.
Okay, so I may not have been back to Pittsburgh yet.
You were in Pittsburgh.
Was I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were not doing the men's. So
I wasn't doing men yet. But, you know, it's so last year, like Jay Wright, calm, cool, collected. That's what you see of him. That's how he is on the court. Okay. Remember, practices are closed, but we work so we can go out to, you know, kind of peek in. Notre Dame, Mike Bray, he gets a little excited. You know, let's go, yeah. He gets a little excited about it. But great guy. These are really good people. So when you look at their success, you can sort of see it as you meet and get a chance to talk with them.
Right.
You know, it's no accident.
Who all was there? Bray was there.
So Bray was there. Jay Wright was there. Who else? We had NC State there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the little point guard.
That's him.
You know.
And what happens is that there's no way they're in the tournament this year, right? Even though they just really had a bad year.
Yeah, a bad year. I think they had some guys graduate. That's why recruiting is huge.
Right.
It's a cycle.
But people were saying that NC State could go through the ACC tournament still somehow. I don't think they'll get in this year. But
Unless they win the tournament, then you get the automatic bid. I don't think that'll happen.
So NC and that guy's from Pittsburgh, the coach from NC State, right?
No, that's Herb Sindick. He used to be. Okay. Herb was last year out at Arizona State. So I mean, the fact that I'm from Pittsburgh, the fact that I've been in basketball pretty much my entire life, it has afforded me the opportunity to reconnect with a lot of Pittsburghers, meet all different types of coaches, administrators, former players that have now gone on to become coaches and administrators at various levels of collegiate athletics, Division I through NAIA Division III. Mm-hmm. So in all the divisions, so we're just talking about Division I, but all of the divisions have the same setup as Division I.
Wow.
So Division II, they'll have first and second rounds, they'll have their championship. Division III, NAIA, the whole gamut. So as a recruiter, you have to talk about what's available. Like, just don't think Division I, because that's all we really see on television. But you have a chance to be a Division II Final Four participant.
Okay.
You have a chance to earn a Final Four ring.
So you talked about the men's. Were you at the regional final for women's yet? Have you been in the regional?
No, that's what I have an opportunity.
You're going to do it?
Possible this year.
You don't know yet.
I'll find out next week.
So, and then if you're regional final, who knows where the men's and stuff. And what coaches would you say? You said that you met the women's on the women's side. They're pretty interesting going to these.
Well, I mean, Pat Summit doesn't coach any longer, unfortunately, but I had a chance to meet her, Debbie Ryan, who was at Virginia, Tara Vanderveer out at Stanford, Dawn Staley, of course, former player who's now at South Carolina.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah, she's a top 5 school now. Louisville, Coach Jeff Waltz. He was a former assistant at Western Kentucky. So a lot of the coaches.
Will you ever go to the major Division I ranks to coach ever again?
If I get back to coaching, that's where I'm going. I've had my share of mid to low major. I look at my experience and what I've done, and it behooves me to be able to.
But you have to apply, and you're not.
Well, it's not even applying. That's all about the network. You don't get top 20 jobs by applying. It's all about who knows who and who needs what.
And they're talking about things, and then people bring up names. And
absolutely. That is truly a hand-picked.
So what do you do in Vegas when you go to Mountain West?
I contain myself because I'm back home. I have a lot of my teammates lived out there when I was in school, and they still are there. So I get to reconnect with my teammates. I'm old enough now, so I can, enjoy the Strip legally. Not that I was there illegally, but I get to enjoy it. I get to visit, believe it or not, instructors who are still at UNLV teaching, and some professors who have become my friends, through the course of me being there. So it really is going back home. I get spoiled by seeing that daily 82-degree blue skies and sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when it's time to leave, I keep thinking of the welcome mat. You got to get the welcome mat.
So why aren't they taking the Mountain West and take it right to LA and be one of the regionals in LA?
But, Vegas attracts. I mean...
No, you go to Vegas after Mountain West and WNIT. Well, they're looking at airfare. If you were already at Mountain West and went right to the NCAA, then that'd be more interesting if they were. I mean, LA usually is a regional final.
But you have 4 regional finals.
Yeah.
Because you'll have a Western regional final. So it might be on the campus of a UCLA.
Right.
It won't be in Vegas.
So they pay all your trans to go out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's very spoiling. I know my first NCAA when I did the first and second rounds. Not only was I spoiled when I got back there, but maybe a week or so later, I had this huge packet at my house. And what in the heck? Well, it's the original NCAA Final Four chair, like with the logo, the cushion, the whole bit.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the NCAA,
I can't believe it was like 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Can follow her at Coach Karen Hall 32. Take care, guys. Next week, we'll see Karen in about probably 2 months this season when she gets back March and April. So take care, everyone.